Hey guys, welcome back. It's another beautiful day in Durango, Colorado. This is an 03 harness going into a 79 bus. This is from a Forester. We have the ECM, main engine connectors and O2s. Coming over here, we got the OBD2. Those two are test mode connectors. We have the blower fan relay that we're going to repurpose for radiator fan. Fuel pump connector. This one is translucent, not green. And we have the main relay. The tape and split loom is all taken off, so now time to weed. And you literally just take chunks out and put them in a pile. And you're left with a bunch of wire that you can use to reconstruct. And now we will label all the wires that end up at the ECM. You're gonna have a bunch on this year. You're also gonna have some stuff that falls out of the harness and you're gonna start freaking out. And don't freak out. These guys basically always fall out of these harnesses with the way that this harness is constructed, and if you clip everything off that you don't need. Going to take it up to the splicing table. Gonna ID all our lines from the ECM. Now we've labeled, and you can find the pinout charts on Busaru.com. After you've labeled, you'll have 3 piles. You'll have wires that are gonna go somewhere, such as tack, test mode, starter switch. Pile 2 is code killer and things like your fuel temperature. These are optional. You can depin these. You can clip them off and cover them up in the harness in case you ever do want to run a code killer. Third pile is the pile that you're gonna depin. You have no idea what these are or where they came from. Or they're things like rear defogger and light switch, stuff like that. These guys here, they came from the little sensor ground. Depin that guy. These guys all share continuity on this particular harness. These guys here, we're gonna depin. If you find that you don't see anything listed on the pinout sheet, it is likely for future use or not needed, so don't get freaked out if you can't find it on the correct pinout sheet. And there's the pile of depinned wires. Now let's work on the sensor power supply and the throttle position sensor here. From the ECU, we have enough length on this guy to run him to the engine connector and re-terminate, so that's what we're gonna do. And then on this one, we don't have enough length. I'm gonna get rid of this butt splice, join them right in the interior here. Here's the pile of labeled wires that we're gonna route to different areas in the harness. We have our distributed power going from the ECM to the main relay, VSS, etc. VSS is gonna go out here. We've got our main relays that we're going to repin, and things like this distributed power, and the one that goes, this little pile that we had that were disconnected. We're gonna go ahead and get that also mounted at the main relay. Going to repin this starter wire. I'm using a unused wire and just repinning this. We have test mode, AC, tack, rad fan 1 and 2, OBD2. We have some grounds we're gonna clean up. Grounds we're also gonna clean up. Ignition wire, 1 wire goes to the engine connector, and 1 wire goes to the ECM, and 1 wire goes to the fuel pump relay. Our water temp VSS, oil pressure switch, start input wire. Now this big jumble all connects to these guys. So it's time to clean this up by repinning these guys. So we're gonna take the length out of these, shorten them up, pull the pins out, put new pins on the wiring that's the appropriate length there. Get rid of all this. First up is the control wire for the main relay. It comes from the ECM, and I like to put a little service loop anytime we have a change of direction, and goes to the main relay. To depin this guy, right above the little top of the heart there, you'll see a locking clasp that will just insert a tool up into there. We'll slide out the back here. The control wire's in, so now just going to do it with all the other wires that need shortening or lengthening, like this fuel pump wire. Now, if you don't want to take the time to repin things, shorten things up, you can just loop them into the harness. That's one method, or cut and butt splice. That's another method. Things are shaping up and getting cleaned up with the repinning. Now going to work on reassigning the blower motor relay to the radiator fan relay. The housing has been depinned of the blower pins, and now we have rad fan trigger 1. This is the ground to turn on the coil in the relay, and this is ignition switched power, and those are going in here. And there we go, relay housings are all set. Now we're gonna clean up the test mode wiring. This one comes from the ECM, and this guy fell out of the harness when we were weeding. The test mode connectors are stripped down into their basic components. You can see this is just a link. It goes from this connector to this connector. So we're gonna take this guy, and we're gonna take this guy and repin these. Test mode is just about done. You can see that if you repin, you have a nice little 2-pole connector you can use somewhere else. In our case here, we just need to ground this side, and we'll be working on grounds eventually. I like to save grounds and power mostly till the end. This guy fell out of the harness originally. This guy fell out of the harness originally. You can depin all the stuff we don't need. We do need the communication cable. This guy right here goes to the ECM. This guy is power. So I have that wired up to battery power. And these two are ground. Now for the grounds, don't end up using these guys, so you can just clip those off. And these guys, they're all over the place. They're just, so just consolidate. So butt splice, I've got some right here. These guys connecting here to the test mode and OBD2 to the ECM, and then out to the engine connectors. You'll find a loose ground on the main relay. I like to put that along with any aftermarket parts like the code killer. That guy eliminates nuisance trouble codes, and a vehicle speed sensor. I like to put those on a separate chassis ground. Coming in on the home stretch, got the code killer installed and the VSS. Just need to do a bench test, make sure everything's working right. The code killer is installed, and we have the interior wrap all set and wires labeled. And now we're gonna work on the wet side and get everything on the hot side. So like near the engine, we're gonna throw some capped on tape there, and just to organize things, and then throw the braided split loom on. As I was getting into the wrapping the O2 sensors, noticed that, and this is common, you can kind of see the crack in the insulation there right where it enters the boot. So gonna have to repin this guy. Power supply is re-crimped and ready to reinstall the connector. I'm gonna do a quick little show on how to depin this guy. So to get the white locking tab out, there's a couple notches in the top there that have that little locking plate right there, right on the underside of this guy. And you can, on this side, see those little notches right in there above the connector ports. Sneak something in there, lift those up, grab this tab, and pull straight out. On this guy, you can then just lift the connector up with a small flathead and it'll move that top pin up, and then you can just gently pull it out because there's two, like essentially like two little locking pins. So just lift the connector up, the bottom of the connector up, and then pull out. Got the braided loom and capped on the O2 sensors, capped on the engine connectors, and going to slip some expandable braided loom on these guys, as well as the 4-to-1 heat shrink. So it'll slip over this, and then we're gonna start sealing it up. And there we have it, guys. We've got the 2003 Forester for use in a 79 bus. And we've got our relays, our OBD2 test, wires that we're connecting into the chassis. We've got the grommet, and we're leaving it unsecured so that the installer can get it where he wants. We've got VSS, fuel pump, oil and start over there, engine connectors, brake light, rad fan, and O2 connectors. So that wraps another one up. All the parts and everything that I use are listed on the website. Just click on info and you'll see DIY tools and harness connectors and so forth. You can totally do it. It's not that difficult. We got all the diagrams, all the pinouts, everything you need there. Even links to vendors that sell the connectors and pins and terminals and all the stuff you need. So attempt it. And if you run into problems, give me a ring or shoot me an email. Busaru@busaru.com. We'll talk soon.